11 months ago. Over the next hour, I continued to watch the termite king and queen dig in sheer amazement until I decided it was time to allow them to continue the process in the dark and in private. This was truly an amazing night. After 24 hours, I returned to the nest to check up on them, and as I semi-expected, the termites were nowhere to be seen. I didn't mind this. I assumed they must have been buried somewhere under all that digging medium, already beginning the egg-laying process perhaps. I knew eventually, if all went well, and as planned, we would start to see termite workers in this hybrid nest, as well as a huge pulsating white sausage of a queen, busy building her termite army with her king. Here's to a future flourishing termite colony. Let's wish our new king and queen the best of luck on the building of their future empire. I will surely update you on their progress in the months to come. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC family. Enjoy! AC family, so many of you have been asking for an update on the termite king and queen I captured 11 months ago and placed into an AC hybrid nest. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. I'll be telling you the bad news first, so do keep on watching until the end to help me out with your valuable feedback. Now, before I tell you the bad news first, let me quickly recap and catch those of you who are new up to speed as to what termite king and queen we're referring to. So 11 months ago, I captured a married termite king and queen during a mating nuptial flight. Yes, I say married, and you guys will get to see what a termite wedding looks like later. Anyway, I placed them into an AC hybrid nest, a product from our shop at antscanada.com, which is normally used to house ant colonies, and I placed this pair in the dark to hopefully raise a flourishing termite colony. Now, I've successfully raised a mature termite colony on this channel before. For all of you OG AC family, you may recall the Terminators, a huge termite colony we had a few years back, which was raised from a paired king and queen termite I saved during a termite nuptial flight that was happening in my ant room one night, and were falling into my ant setups. Of course, my ant colonies housed in open terrariums just loved when termite nuptial flight season came around, because they always got to have a literal termite feast. But saving a pair of these termites proved to be super rewarding when they gave rise to a huge termite colony we named the Terminators. That termite colony ultimately ended up being exterminated by an invading colony of wild pharaoh ants that managed to break into their terrarium, which was super sad. But since then, I'd been wanting to try again, raising a termite colony. They make great ant food and are such cool eusocial insects that I feel have a bad rap. By the end of this video, I'm sure you too will find them to be super cool. But AC family, it's time to break the bad news to you. Turns out, that termite king and queen pair ended up dying. Super sad, as I was really banking on them to succeed. But I also found out why they probably didn't make it. Getting the king and queen pair to found a colony was actually way more complicated than I ever thought. So much harder to start than any ant colony, that's for sure. So AC family, check this out. A few knowledgeable termite experts pointed out that the species of termites we had were in fact fungus growers. Yes, they eat fungus, kind of like leafcutter ants, growing vast fungus gardens underground in their nests, which they eat. However, in leafcutter ants, a new queen keeps a fungal pellet with spores in a special pocket under her mouth, taken from her birth colony's fungus garden, in order to seed the fungus garden for her future colony. But in these termites, the way the fungus gardens start is much different. Check out what AC Family Cicada Fun wrote. These are highly specialized species of termite that do not eat wood. They instead farm a specialized species of fungus. They require high humidity and warm temperatures to survive. They do not store any fungal pellets like any Atini ants do. Instead, the first workers forage for fungal spores that they can use. You can typically take a fungus garden from an already established colony from one of their mounds. Only give them a fungus garden when they have workers. The queen and king will not be able to keep the fungus alive by themselves. They need soil with high clay content to found in and a constant source of water. I would also like to add that the termites do somewhat indirectly feed on wood, where they will ingest dry leaves, grasses, and wood, which they forage for, then poop it out, use it to build comb, which they then seed with fungal spores, which will then grow and is what the termites will eat directly. Macrotermes and odontotermes are very finicky during founding, since establishing the fungus garden is usually the hardest part. Fungus can easily die from pathogens if there's not enough workers to routinely care for it, but also can be overeaten if there's too many workers. So a good balance needs to be met. So AC family, that's probably why they died. They may have went on to lay eggs and create their first workers, but lacked the fungus or fungus spores needed to start their fungal gardens. They also probably needed digging medium with high clay content and other specific conditions that matched their native soils. Talk about a complicated founding process, right? Definitely not like founding an ant colony, which is super low maintenance and easy. All you need is usually a test tube setup and you're good. Seems the termite king and queen we had were very much dependent on elements of their environment to survive, i.e., up in the mountains where I'd collected the pair, far from the city in which I was living at the time. I mean, remember when we visited the mountains of Mount Banahao in search of the legendary blue ants and ran into a massive colony of termites that were harvesting carpets of fungus from a tree wound? Talk about a highly specialized lifestyle. Termites such as these seem to be much more difficult to keep in captivity, seeing as they need fungus. Well, AC family, indeed our hopes of founding another termite colony from this very large pair of termite royals were doomed from the start. Venturing back out into the mountains to try and locate a fungus I had no idea about, nor looked like, was just not possible. Especially because there was still a raging pandemic at the time and my country was locked down. Plus, even if I was able to head out into the mountains in search of termite fungus, I didn't have a clue as to where the main original nest of our termite king and queen was, since I caught them flying around lights, so I had no idea what soils to scoop up for them or where to look for already established termite fungal gardens. It was all just impossible and a doomed project. But, having said all that, AC family, now it's time to tell you the good news. Meet my new king and queen termites. Yup, I caught another pair. Turns out, nearly a year later, termite alates flew everywhere again, just a few nights ago. And you guys will love how these two chose each other's hand in termite marriage. Watch this. So the night of their nuptial flight, I set up this simple termite trap using lights and a tank. A few alates had flown inside and were scurrying around, but soon I had noticed one alate had shed its wings and was beginning to pursue another alate, still with wings. Little did I know, I was about to witness something beautiful. More and more the pair continued to show interest in each other. It looked like they were kissing each other in the face and on the body. Round and round they tussled. I watched in amazement as they performed the termite marriage dance. Termites are one of the planet's few truly monogamous animals, and it's on this special night, which they've both been waiting for their entire lives, that they choose their one and only partner, whom they will be with for years, possibly decades, until their dying days. They seal the deal with this termite wedding dance, which you are seeing here. Finally, when I caught the newly-wedded pair tandem running, I knew they had made their life-defining choice to be united co-founders of a future termite colony. Isn't that beautiful, AC family? This doesn't happen in ants. In ants, males die after mating, and queens are left to be single mothers. So in the morning, I put the termite newlyweds in here. They both were wingless now. I don't know what species they are, but they seem to be a different species from what I caught last year. These termite alates seem slightly smaller, but are still quite large and are definitely larger than the king and queen of our old terminators. Any termite experts out there care to take a stab at their ID? Aren't they stunning? They're just super cute. Right now they're being housed in an AC test tube portal with soil. And guess what? I'm actually living in the mountains right now. The same mountains from which I caught the last fungus-growing termite king and queen that died. What's even greater is I'm pretty sure I know where they flew from, as I saw a ton of shed wings in one spot. Their main nest was definitely somewhere in my yard, the temporary rental home I've been staying at until we move to our new ant house in Antopia next month. So these soils here were scooped up from my yard, close to where I saw all the wings dropped. Were these soils ideal for this pair of termites? I didn't know, but it did seem the pair of termites were okay treating this entire AC test tube portal as a chamber for now. Unlike our last pair last year, they didn't attempt to dig a burrow and seemed content just huddling in a corner. I've been watching them closely over the past few days, and I'm still unsure which one is the king and which is the queen. Here is the underside of one of them. Termite experts, care to let us know if this is the queen? The pair has actually been super cute with each other. I often catch them grooming and massaging each other, as you can see the termite on the left doing to the one on the right. Such a loving partner. Again, I'm curious to know if this is the king catering to his queen, or the other way around. I also am eager to know if this is also a fungus-growing termite species, or if they are a pestiferous species that feed on wood. If they are the latter, that would mean founding a colony from them might be much easier. As I found out from starting the late terminators, I just buried them into some soil with pieces of rotting wood, and they were good to go. If this is a fungus grower, then perhaps getting a termite colony from them might be much more of a challenge. So AC family, this is where I need your help. What should I do now? Should we just leave them in this setup and see if they lay eggs and just attempt to feed them rotting wood? Or should I keep them in a deeper setup, perhaps a terrarium or AC ant tower, so we could see them? And just fill everything with more soils from my yard in hopes they contain the necessary fungus spores they need? In case they are a fungus-growing species? Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. I really want to try to get this right. There's a top feeding chute I can just drop any food or water for the termites if needed. It also will be an added challenge when it comes time to move to the new ant house, because if these termites are the fungus harvesting type, like the ones we saw in Mount Banahao, then this will truly make things harder because I don't think I'll be able to constantly keep going back into the mountains to give them the fungus they need, because again, I still don't know what this fungus looks like, nor where to find it. If these termites were fungus growers, it would be awesome, however, if they were like leafcutter ants that just need to jumpstart their fungus gardens at the beginning using spores, and then from there on in, keep the fungus gardens growing on their own using their poop or something, as suggested by AC Family Cicada Fun. And all I would need to feed the termites were grasses, dead leaves, and wood. That would be amazing and such a fun process to document on this channel. In case this pair of termites fails to found, I actually captured a second pair who also got married in the termite trap that night, and we'll be keeping them for backup. Perhaps we can try raising this second pair in another type of setup with different conditions to help increase our chances of termite colony founding success. What do you guys say? Anyway, so complicated, but AC Family, you have never let me down before. You guys always give me the best collective advice on such dilemmas, which almost always works out well. With your help, AC Family, I'm sure we can one day achieve the termite colony of our dreams. Let's cross our fingers and hope for the return of a new thriving termite colony on the channel. Can't wait to see what you guys suggest, especially from any termite pros out there. I'll be doing what the majority of you feel we need to do to ensure these termites have the best fighting chance at colony founding. If they do succeed, do let me know what we should name them. Oh, and lastly, if you want to watch more extended play footage of our new termite king and queen, click here to watch this hidden video. Thank you for watching and supporting the ants and termites. It's ant and termite love forever.